darkness. It was darkness in those ruins. No light. Every step forward, a step into nothing.
I hate you. Honesty is important, so we'll start there. I hate you.
Imagine this. You live on a tiny island. Everyone knows your name. Everyone trusts your priest. And then overnight, miracles start happening. The sick are healed. The old feel young again. People call it the work of God. But what if it isn't? What if those miracles come with a thirst and a hunger you can't control?
I brought you out here so I'd have nowhere to go.
That's the unsettling heartbeat of Midnight Mass, a series that quietly arrived on Netflix in 2021 and went on to earn a 90% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Not because it's packed with jump scares or relentless gore, but because it does something far rarer. It creeps under your skin, dismantles your assumptions, and lingers in your mind long after the final frame. It's a horror story told with the intimacy of a sermon and the inevitability of a tragedy.
Well, that's the thing about where we've been. It's important, sure, but it's not as important as where we're going.
Crockett Island is a place where the sea is both a lifeline and a prison. Isolated, battered by wind and salt, its population is small enough that every face is familiar, and every secret is impossible to truly hide. The air smells of brine and damp wood. The boats creak in the harbor, their nets heavy with more rust than fish. The church bell is the island's heartbeat, calling the faithful to worship, not out of pure devotion, but out of habit, tradition, and the comfort of routine. It's the kind of place where nothing much changes, until the arrival of a new priest marks the beginning of a change no one could have imagined.
And to dust he shall return. Bless you, son.
At first, his presence is inspiring. Sermons feel alive again. There's a warmth in the congregation, a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Then, strange things start to happen. A woman once confined to a wheelchair begins to walk. An old man's failing health seems to reverse. People start whispering the word miracle. They begin filling the pews not just with faith, but with expectation. And with every new wonder, the community grows more certain that they are chosen, that God has turned his face toward Crockett Island.
The word was unearthed by his fear, like the tomb was unearthed by the storm, and the word was angel.
But the source of these miracles is no divine messenger. It is something ancient, predatory. It comes to the island in shadow and silence, its wings brushing against the eaves of the church, its hunger barely restrained. And yet, instead of recoiling in horror, the islanders see it through the lens of their beliefs. They call it an angel. They use scripture to wrap its violence in holiness. They drink its blood as though it were wine, believing it will make them whole.
Angel of the Lord, afraid of the light, hiding in shadows.
That is the true horror of Midnight Mass. Not the creature itself, but how quickly human beings can reshape the monstrous into the miraculous when it aligns with what they already want to believe. Every hymn becomes a weapon, every verse of scripture a shield to protect the lie they've chosen to live in. And as faith turns to fanaticism, the island becomes a closed loop. No dissent tolerated, no doubt allowed, no way out except through the thing they worship. When the truth finally breaks the surface, it's too late to undo what's been set in motion. Under the cover of darkness, the transformation begins in earnest. Neighbors turn on each other. Families are split between the willing and the unwilling. Those who resist are branded as enemies of God. The church becomes the center of the storm, not a sanctuary, but a trap where salvation is promised at the cost of your humanity. The island burns with both fire and conviction, and the night is filled with the sound of hymns twisted into battle cries.
Okay. Lord, 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 okay.
And yet, amid the chaos, there are moments of heartbreaking clarity. Small acts of defiance, quiet confessions. People who see too late the true cost of what they've embraced. And then comes the sunrise, inevitable, unrelenting, stripping away the illusions with its light. Some meet it with terror, some with peace, but all with the knowledge that there is no going back. In that final moment, Midnight Mass delivers one of the most haunting images in modern horror. The idea that truth, once revealed, will burn away everything, and the only thing left to decide is whether you'll face it with fear or with grace.
Bless me, Lord, for I have sinned.
The brilliance of Midnight Mass lies in how it uses the supernatural not as the center of the story, but as a lens to magnify human nature. It's a parable about the dangers of blind devotion, about the seduction of certainty, and about how even the purest intentions can be twisted into something deadly when faith is used as a shield against reality. It dares to show that horror isn't always about what's in the dark. Sometimes it's about the light we refuse to see.
Bless me, Lord, for I am going to sin.
Crockett Island may be fictional, but its truths feel disturbingly real. In the end, it leaves you with questions that linger long after the credits roll. How much of our faith is built on truth, and how much on what we need to believe? And if faced with a choice between the comforting lie and the unbearable truth, which would we take? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into horror, and share your thoughts in the comments. Did Midnight Mass leave you scared, moved, or questioning everything you thought you knew? This is Horror R Us, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sin. This darkness, this blackness that spilled into us.